All right. Hi, everyone. Oh, I got a little message on my screen. Let me just deal with that. Probably telling me this is being recorded, which I already knew, and now you know it too. So we're starting the advanced mat today. So we're going to start sitting up and then rolling back into footwork position for footwork. So sit near the front of your mat, maybe the first third, and you can bring the arms forward as you roll back into your upper up curl. Fold the legs into your frog, support your head with your hands, pull the skull up and the elbows forward and down. Inhale, the heels reach out, the legs close together, and then we frog in. So you push the legs along and then drag them back into your body, lengthen here and then return. Stretch long, watch the height of your legs. You want to be sure you feel your abs, but you don't feel your back other than bracing. So you don't want to feel like your back is arching too much while you do this. The angle of the legs will change as you warm up or as you tire, either way. Now parallel legs, soft point, and the toes reach out across the room. Keep a soft point. Imagine lifting an imaginary tennis ball up into the arch of each foot and try to wrap your feet around that imaginary ball. Be sure you get the full length of your legs, and then you fold them in tight, sweep them away, drag them back in. Equal work through both legs. So push the right to the left and the left into the right. The torso should stay steady, head in one position here, looking down at your belly. Now flex and reach again. Actively push, actively pull. It's useful to think about pushing your legs through sand, like push them into the ocean, dig your heels into the sand and drag the sand back in under your beach chair here at whatever beach you love. So reach and then return, glide it forward again, and then pull it back. And one last one. Now the legs go up higher and inhale to point the feet, exhale to flex. Try to work through all of the muscles, all the joints in your feet. So heel ball toe and then toe ball heel, rather than just flapping at the ankle, right? So you want to work articulate through your feet, both on the way up and on the way down. One more. And then we point, circle the arms around for hundreds and start pumping the arms, inhaling and then exhaling. It's a full breath in and a long breath out. You stretch the legs out. Again, you can choose the angle. You've already done footwork. So the abs may be, getting stronger. They may be getting a little tired. Choose what works for you. The gaze is fixed on the abdominal wall, so you watch it lift as you inhale and watch it sink as you exhale. Try to squeeze the legs together so you knit the transverse abdominal muscle together. The collarbones are wide, so the shoulder blades fall behind you as you try to lift here, curling the chest forward, curling the head forward, stretching the legs away. Really try to pull your waistline into the ground to protect your spine. And we'll just go for one more breath. And then go ahead and fold in. And we stretch the arms back and the legs forward. Find your position on the mat that gives you some space. And then we bring the arms up for roll up, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, pull. Back is usually a little stiff after doing those exercises. Know that the first one's usually the hardest, and then it starts to warm up. And I don't know, I was just teaching 4 hours and not working out, so my body's ready for this mentally, but maybe not physically. So we're diving forward. And then lengthen through the legs, curve your way back down, bending your spine and releasing it to the ground. The arms are whatever height they need to be at so that you can lift and come up with control. And then you can take the arms higher as you start the movement back, but then lower them as much as you need to maintain the control on the way down to the ground. We'll do one last one. The head pulls you forward. The shoulders do not. Let the shoulders melt down your back as you dive forward here. And then they slide down your back and narrow a little bit as you start to close down onto the mat here. Circle the arms around, bring your arms at your side. I'm going to scooch forward a bit for more room for a rollover. So we pull the knees into the chest. We lift the legs up. Now here, start with the legs together in a soft point. You press to the arms, coming up into a shoulder stand with the legs pretty much parallel to the ground. Try to lift up through your tail to lift the pelvic girdle off the rib cage. Now open the legs 4 inches, flex the feet, and roll your spine down. Fully push into your arms. Release your spine down, stretch the legs forward, point and close, go over again. Inhale and exhale in each direction. Flex open. Try to lengthen through your heels. The heels reach for the back wall. Try to lower the legs to your chest. Get more stretch in the back line of your body. Not just the legs, but also the spine. And then forward, point, lift again. Together to go up and over. Open, flex, and down we go. Then the legs reach forward again. The second set of 3, we point, we close the legs, we open them, go over with the legs apart. And then once you're elevated in the air, flex, close the legs, and now keep reaching back through your heels. Keep trying to pull the tail further away from your face. Reach the legs out to what your working level is. Point apart, go over again. So the roll up prepped you for this exercise by giving you more length and flexibility in the back line of your body and your spine and the muscles surrounding it. One more. Point apart, let's go over. Tail high, gazes up and back, never turn your head. When you're on your shoulders, you're looking up at the ceiling. And now as we come down, you'll lower the left leg down. Oh, I hit the wall. So I'll scooch back. And the right leg stays in the air for tree. So now we come up. The standing leg on the ground is flexed, the other foot soft point. Lift your head, look down your midline. Take your left hand to the back of the right leg. Work your body up to vertical, as close as you can be here. Sit tall, the leg stretches out in the air in front of you. And then we're curling the low back down. You start with the pelvic tuck. And then as you release your spine down, the arms follow you to the ground. Both legs stretch away from the hips. And come up again. The hands can sit forward on the mat. Then you bring the left hand to the back of the right leg first. Coming up, avoiding the back of the knee as you lift. Try to keep straight arms and lift your body upright as much as possible. And then curl the tail down. Roll your spine into the ground. Come all the way down. Lengthen the arms at your side. And one last one. Try to lift the tail behind you. Spread and lift your sits bones. And now bend the elbows wide to pick up the leg and then lower it back down. So as the foot lifts, the femur head drops deep into the socket. Get that stretch through your body and try to keep the leg up to the midline of your body here. And then we release the leg. If you can, squeeze the arms around the chest. Push both legs forward as you work your body down into the ground. And then we're all the way down, the arms at your side. And we'll lift the leg here a little higher for your advanced single leg circle. In the advanced version, as the leg crosses over, you lift the hip, waist, and rib. Except you keep the shoulder blade down and you circle the leg low, out to the side, holding the left side grounded, and the right leg circles here, spinning the hip and waist off the ground and then coming back onto it. So it's a diagonal twist here through the torso that lets the body rise and then fall on the right side only. The left side is staying stable here. You're going to press into the arms to keep your stability with your shoulder girdle. Let's go for one last one. Spiral off the ground, come back onto it, come to the top and reverse. So now the right leg moves out to the right, the left hip is still heavy. As you pull the right leg across the body, that's when you get the lift to the right side. You reach again, left side is grounded. Spin off, the right side fluid and mobile. The left side's really stuck to the floor. Reach through that again. Try to keep pushing out with the leg into the space around you. Let's complete with one last one. We come to the top to end, and then we scissor switch the legs. Right one down, left one out for tree. So you flex the right foot at the ankle, the left leg at whatever angle works for you to come upright. Lift your head, look at your midline, bring the right hand across to the left leg, and then work your body up, come up, pull the collarbones open, lift the chest high here, and then start with the pelvic tuck to round your low back and curve your body into the ground. Both legs lengthen out, stretching out energetically through the center of the sole of each foot. And we lift again. Now, of course, when you first learn this, you might need to have ankle weights on the leg along the ground. You could even do this with a TheraBand around the lifted leg initially. Come all the way up, sit tall. Now bend the elbows, lift the leg up, get a healthy stretch in the back of your leg. If you need to bend the knee to keep the hamstring safe, do it, but we're looking for a stretch in the center of that muscle. And then let's lift the leg, hold it in the air, release it if you can. If not, keep your hands and walk down the leg, push both legs away from you, go all the way, flow the spine into the midline of your mat. Now lift the leg up and we start your circles. Inhale across. So now the left side is fluid. It comes off the ground, back on, and we spin off the floor with most of the spine on the left side. The right side will stay heavy and the shoulder girdle stays grounded. So the arms are pressing down, the shoulder blade stays down, even on the left here. Make this nice and fluid. You want to just go with the movement and pull it back in. So come to the top, reverse. Leg opens out to the side. You bring it low across the body, lifting the hip and then sinking it down as the leg passes over, directly over the mat. You should feel the oblique abdominals helping you lift and then lower that left hip and keeping the right side stable. Let's go to just one last one. And we lift the leg. And here, let's fold that knee into your chest. And we rock forward and up for rolling like a ball. Coming up to sitting, both legs in. Hands to your shins, elbows wide, look down at your abs. We lift the tail to roll to the shoulders, only the blades. And then exhale, coming forward and up. The breath changes. You start your inhale with the tip of the shoulder blades touch. And then that brings you forward and up. Try to hold the shape, reasonably tight. But really try to round your back here. Breathe into your spine, breathe into the muscles behind you. Think about inflating those muscles back behind you here. Pull it back and exhale and forward. And one last one. From here, the ab series. So we'll bring the right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the shin below the knee. Stretch the left leg out as you pull yourself down to your upper up curl. Inhale, switch the legs. Push up with the shin, down with the hands, and exhale to switch again. So we are lifted into the upper up curl. You're finding the connection of your hand to your leg to help hold your work in your core. The leg shoots out of the socket. Feel that stretch across the hip and feel that length through the middle of the leg, through the center of the joint, and out through the center of the foot. And with the left leg in, let's pull the right leg in to meet it. Now, hands to your shins. Push down with the hands, up with the shins. The toes can slide down, skate along the mat, lift up to eye level, circle the arms, embrace the legs in. Or you could just choose, go to whatever height arms and legs should be in to keep yourself in that same upper up curl. Most advanced, feet going forward, lift to eye level, and embrace. Two more. Inhale, lengthen, exhale to hook everything into your center. And one more time. And now for scissors, right leg up, left leg down, and we scissor switch. Draw two beautiful arcs in the air with the path of your feet. The legs working reciprocally, so they're moving at the same time, but in opposite directions. Toes are a little pointed since you have plantar flexion through the foot and the ankle. Left leg ends. Let's bring the hands support the head, both legs up to the ceiling. Soft point through your feet, and we lower both legs forward and out for double leg lower lift. And then exhale, scoop the belly down and drag the legs up slowly. So we're trying to go slow enough that you feel the work, right? We don't want to just drop the legs into gravity, and we also don't want to just throw them up with momentum. So you should be aware of every inch of this movement. Keep pulling the head up, support from your core. The abs support your spine to keep it from arching. The psoas releases the legs forward and then knits together to draw the legs up. Now we twist to the right as the left leg goes forward and out, and then twist to the left, coming up and around with the oblique twist here. Remember, as the leg shoots forward, it stays aligned with your hip joint. One more to the left. Come back to center, lay it down, and now we can stretch the legs out as we come up, roll up, sitting for spine stretch, advance. So the legs are open. We lift the chest, take the arms up by your ears. The non-traditional part of this exercise for me is lifting into an upper back extension like a seated swan. Feels good after all that flexion through and contraction through the abdominal wall. Now turn the palms forward, look down and dive over. Lift your belly up into the spinal curve as you drop the head down low. Push down through your legs as you articulate up, lift your body, lift your chest, lift your eyes, upper back extension, and then forward again. Dive it over and down. Press into your legs as you rise again. Feel the stretch in the abs, and then forward to feel the stretch in your back. Hold here onto your legs, your ankles, whatever you can reach. Suck the belly back into the spiral curve. Shoulders drop away from your ears. The neck is still long. And then here, let's slide forward to the front third of your mat for open leg balance and rocker. So arms between your legs, hold onto the ankles, and both legs go up simultaneously. You can rotate the hands a little towards the outside of the shin, and then let's pull the heels back in towards your tail. Do it again. Stay balanced here on your sacrum. And now close the legs slightly. They should be just the width of your shoulders. Look down, curl the tail up, and we roll back. Inhale. Bounce on the shoulders, not the neck. Pull it back up to your balance point and do that again. So roll here and exhale. Dive your chest into your legs. Watch that you're working the right and left side equally so that you stay right on the midline of your mat. If you start steering to one side, it means one side is working harder or one side is tighter. One more time. Coming up. Now close the legs. You can either walk your hands down your legs or release the arms, lift the tail, and press your spine down into the ground for the advanced corkscrew. If you don't want to do the advanced, you can keep your hips down and just start with a circle to the right, low to the left, back to the ceiling, and then reverse. So it's one breath per circle. However, if you're doing the advanced, we jackknife up first. Lift the legs up high. Keep your gaze up. Tilt your body to the right. Go down the right side of your spine. When the right hip touches, you start circling the legs to the right, forward to the left, spiral the hips. Bring the legs back in and then go up through center again. Then we tip to the left. Lower down on the left side. The weight goes down about 1 inch to 2 inches to the left of the spine. We go around with the legs. We circle, coming back in and just come up. At the very top, the toes are right over the center of your forehead, your third eye. Tip to the right, go down on the right side. So draw the big circle in the air here. Really like the toes are tracing the shape of a raindrop here. And then we're going down the left last time to go up on the right last time. Get a nice massage around the SI joints as you circle the legs and then pull back up to center. And now we're going right down the midline, jackknife down. Open the legs out as you come up to extend the arms. And we sit up tall. So let's rotate to the right and dive over. The back arm stretches long behind you. Reach the arms away from each other. Pull up to center. Spin back to the left. Dive, reach, and stretch. Now make it an active press from the leg to the hand and vice versa. Coming upright. As you twist to the right, be sure the left glute stays grounded. Sink it into the floor. Reach down through your sits bones. Pull yourself up, center here. And then to the other side, dive and reach and lengthen. Press it away. Lift. Let's do one more set. Twist and dive on the diagonal. Keep trying to get that spiral going through your shoulder, through your neck, even through your eyes. Coming up. And let's spin here. Reach it long. Coming upright, equal weight on the two glutes, and then lower the arms. Close the legs, flip over onto your stomach or your swan. Hands by the armpit. Pull back with the heel of the hand, pull forward with your chest. You're coming up, bending your spine backwards. Hips stay on the floor. And then you come down again here. Looking down, pull back with the elbows, chest rises and expands. And lower it down again. One more. Knit the elbows together, pull the blades down and in, and then release yourself down. And then we press to sit back in your child's pose, round your back, curving. Come forward here onto your forearms. Press down, single leg kick. Just lifts up, lift your gaze, take the right heel into your butt, pulse 1, 2, and down, now the left, pulse 1, 2, and down, now the right. And then we lower the torso down, turn your head to the right, overlap the hands high on the back, elbows fall, take a deep breath in to lengthen the body. exhale, 3 beats with both legs. 1, 2, 3. Push your feet into the ground. Try to interlock the thumbs. Reach the straight wrist, straight fingers back. Lifting your chest, come down, turning to the left. And we pulse the air out of the lungs here. Legs are grounded. Stretch back, open the chest. Down we go to look right. Stretching out the quads with every pulse. Lift again. And down, turning left. Think of emptying the lungs with the beat of your legs. And last time to lift. Lower down. And then push up, almost like a little plank. Come back to your child's pose again. Stretch out your spine. Stack your spine coming up. And then we turn it around for neck pull. Feet are apart, feet are flexed. Legs are apart about 5 inches. Hands go behind your skull. Pull the head up, lengthening the neck. Lean back. The elbows can move forward. The arms can even go forward if that's what you need. Then you tuck and you round your spine down so your spine is safe all the way to the ground. Coming up, you can either have fist to hand, straight line here from elbow to elbow as you round forward. Back over your legs, pulling the hip forward, not down. Lengthening the neck, not pushing it into the ground. And then articulate up with the spine. Lengthening the abs so that the front and back of your body are equally long. Lean back, pushing out through your heels. Tuck, roll it to the ground here. And we're going to try here, coming up with the hands behind the head. Round your spine, curve it, dive forward. Head hangs low. Articulate up. And then lean it back again. Curve to the ground. Starts with a tuck and upper up curl. And then you lengthen. One more lifting. You pull from your hip flexors, but you also work through the abdominal line. Coming over, stretch your back out. Now lift, coming up. Start with your plank. When you need to keep your back safe, you tuck and you curve your back in. Try to get that waistline down before your shoulders and ribs go down. All right, so we're going into the advanced scissors and bicycle here. So we can fold the knees in. It starts with a jackknife. So we jackknife up off the ground, support your hips with your hands. You can pull the elbows a little more narrow in, and then you sort of rest the platform of your pelvic girdle on the heel of your hands, not your fingertips. And then we'll stretch the right leg forward and out. And exhale, lift it up to the sky. Now both legs stay lifting up as much as possible to keep weight of your pelvis out of your wrist. Left leg is forward and then lifts. So we're trying to do one leg at a time. It is much easier to think about taking one leg back as the other one goes forward. As you progress in this, you're going to try to work to keep one leg in the air and then the other leg goes forward to open your hip. And then you bring it back up. Keep lifting up through the foot and up through the hip bone. As you take the leg long, drag it across the wall and up to the ceiling. Now we're going into your bicycle. So the right leg is forward and down. Bend the knee, pull it in. The left leg is forward, the right leg goes up. The further out you can take this circular action of your legs away from your face, the more difficult it is. So again, you can start learning it more like over your face. That's a lot easier. And then gradually start taking the path of that circle you're drawing in the air further and further away from your eyes, away from your chest. And let's reverse the circles, back pedal. And then we'll lift the legs up to the ceiling. Maybe lift your hips. We're going to slide the thumbs and the fingers in towards the navel. And then lower your left leg down. And then your right, get your feet down. And if that's okay for you, you stay here. If not, you release your hands down and just press into the floor. We're going to slide the right leg forward, point to kick the leg up, flex to bring it down. Point to rise, flex to lower, point up, flex down, up and down. My left hand slipping out, so both of my arms are going down. And then we slide the left leg forward, point to lift it, flex to lower. Point up, flex, sink it towards the floor, point to lift, flex to bring it down, slide the leg in, elevate your hips if they've dropped, and now widen your back, curve your spine down, come all the way down here to the tail, and we're lifting again. So just a regular bridge. Come all the way up here, tail goes forward, knees go forward, hips rise, push the heart up, push down through the top of the shoulders, and roll to the inside of the arms. Let the blades widen on your back as you curve your back down from the top to the tailbone. Tail settles, and then we lift again to come up here. And now extend the left leg forward, flex the foot and kick it up, point the foot to bring it down. Flex to rise, point stretch, flex lift, point lower, slide it under, lift your hips, stand in the left leg, extend the right, flexing up, point down long, flex reach, keep reaching the whole time. Draw an arc in the air and pull it further and further away from you. Slide that leg under, elevate your hips. Feet are parallel to each other. And now roll to the inner arm and just let your body sink into the ground 1 inch, 1 vertebra after the next. So you're all the way down to the tailbone. We come up to sitting for spine twist. So feet are flexed. Anchor them into the ground. Extend the arms out slightly forward of your collarbones. Lift up through your chest and your head and your halo. Rotate to the right and pulse 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then to the left. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Back to center and to the right. As you pass through center, you're at your tallest point in your spine. There's a little melting that happens, a little softening of the muscles in your back as you twist. And that allows you to actually slacken the ligaments so there's more mobility here in your rotation. And back again to the left. Come back to center, lower the arms. Time for jackknife. So you lay down on your back here, and we lift the legs, take them to your working level, and we go up and over, lift the feet up to the ceiling, squeeze them together, and down we go with the spine. Try to come down as slowly as you can, deliberately working against gravity, and then stretch the legs out, find your working level, and then bring the legs up again. Remember, when you first learn this, there could be a bit of momentum that helps you rise up. Later, it becomes just your own strength that brings you up. The legs go out, and we lift again. Push down, use the exhale to really help you go up tall. And down we go again. We'll lower the legs to the floor, and then turn on your side facing the camera for your side kicks. We're going to shorten the side kicks. We have a little bit more time today to do some of the other exercises near the end of this sequence. So both hands, if you can, support your head. You pull the skull away from the shoulders, pick up your top leg, flex the foot and bring it forward. Pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take the leg back, and pulse 1 and 2. Flex to go forward, double beat. Point to go back, double pulse. One more like that. Really press everything that touches the ground into the floor. Come back to center, lower, rotate externally, point to go up, and flex to go down. Point, lift the leg, flex to close it down. Once more like this. Goes high, down, reverse, flex to lift the straight leg up, point to stretch it away. Flex high and point down long. One more. Drag the legs apart, squeeze them together, développé, bend the knee up, slide the leg in, knee to chest, foot to the sky, flex and reach it out. Drag it in, extend it up, flex and press it down. One more time. Tap, reverse, go up, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it forward, full length, flex and rise, point, bend, exhale all the way down. One last time. And rond de jambe. Inhale forward, exhale up, back, around, and through center. Circle that leg, stretch it out, feel the support from the outer thigh muscles, the abductors. Close the leg and reverse. Go back, rotate it, lift it forward and through center again. The longer you can make your torso, the more stable you'll feel. We're going to knit that tissue into like a long, stiffer tube. Okay, and then here onto your belly for grasshopper. Overlap your hands. And let's lift the legs from your glutes and clap. Open and closing the legs apart and together. Trying to keep the thighs as much off the ground as you can. One more breath. And then the legs lower. Child's pose. Push up. Sink back. Stretch the arms forward. Round your back here. Get the stretch in your lats. And then we stack the spine bottom to top so that we can turn around and still face the screen. Stretch it out. Lay it down. Find the support for your head. If necessary, the hand is on the mat in front of your chest. Pick the top leg up, flexing the feet. Inhale, slide it forward. Pulse 1, 2. Reach back through the down the sits bone to feel that stretch in the hamstring. As the leg goes forward, it's the back line of the leg that stretches. As the leg goes back, it's your quad and your psoas that stretch. One more. Reach long and open the hip. Come back to center. Rotate externally, point to go high and flex to bring it down. Inhale to lift and exhale to squeeze the leg shut. Close it down, reversing. Straight leg, flex foot to rise. Point the foot, stretch it out. If you imagine you have like a TheraBand made a loop here around your legs, try to think of pulling the band apart, and then we're resisting it on the way down. Développé, bend. Pick up the knee, extend the foot, flex and reach it out. Do it again so it drags in. You lift, you flex and release. One more like that. Tap, reverse, go up. Point the foot, bend the knee and skate it down. Reach long to lift, point, bend. Exhale all the way forward and down. One more time. Moving right into Rondejaan, big circles. Inhale forward, exhale up, back, stretch it back. Go long with your head away from the angle of the legs. Reaching it here. Try to hold yourself steady on your sideline. It's a challenge for sure. And then let's reverse. Really press the bottom leg into the ground. That will help you stabilize. And use your exhale strategically to help you stabilize and like brace your body against the movement. All right, so now onto your back here for teasers. We'll pull the knees into the chest, press them together, and then extend the legs up on a diagonal. Arms reach forward, palms are up. Slide the arms forward. Coming up, sliding the hands along near the back of the legs to come up into your first teaser. That looks great, good. Curl the tail up, keep reaching forward with the arms. You're lowering your spine, and that brings the arms down. Arms to the ground, and lift again. Pull here, you can even take your hands along your legs. Rise here, and then keep the legs in the air as you curve your way down. We do one more like this. Coming on up. Now lower the legs a fraction, lift them. Lower your legs. You can always bend your knees if it's too much for your back. And then we push the legs away to roll the spine to the ground. And then coming up, full teaser, lift. Full teaser down. Curl the tail first, imprint your low back down. Stretch the legs away from your shoulders, away from your head. One last one. Pull it on up. And then let's circle the arms back. You can rest on your elbows, lift the legs higher. 4 hip circles. The legs go to your right. Exhale around to the left. Pick the legs up to the top and then go to the left. Exhale around to the right. Lift the legs here. And again, there can be a little bit of rocking of the hips as long as you keep the rib cage stable here. So you might want to get a little bit of a twist here through your waist and the pelvic girdle. Let's end going from left to right. Hold the knees in. Stretch the legs out. Flip over onto your stomach now for swimming. So we're lifting arms, legs, and chest up and start pumping the arms and pumping the legs. Take full breaths in. Try to think of pushing up and not pushing down. One more breath. Stretch it out, lower down, and now into our leg pulls. So we're going to come into a plank. Let's get the hands set, spread the fingers wide, slide one leg back at a time. You know what? I'm going onto the floor. This is too slippery. And you're forward into a plank, shoulders over wrists. Pick up your right leg, reach back to your left heel, come forward, lower the right foot down, lift the left, go back through the right heel, come forward, left leg down, right leg up, back, forward to switch. All right, and then let's have a seat. And we'll move into the prep for the side kicks kneeling, which I don't think I've done with you this year. So with this one, you're at the center of your mat, standing on your knees. Start by taking your hands up behind your head. Try to lift your skull up, elbows lift too. And then what we'll do, we'll extend the right arm out, tip over, picking up the left knee from the hip. So you come up, extend the leg, you flex the foot to bring it forward, pulse 1, 2, point the foot, take it back, pulse 1 and 2. Flex, bringing that leg forward, double beat, point, take it back, double pulse. One more. Trying to be a straight line from your head to your shoulder, to your hip, to your leg. Then we fold the knee, coming up. Try to keep a plank through your body as you rise. And then we do the other side. I'm hoping I have enough space. And so we extend the left arm. Really use your glutes to open your hips. Go over, picking up the right knee. You almost fall a little bit, but it's a controlled fall. Extend the leg, flex the foot, bring the heel forward, pulse 1, 2, point the foot, take it back 1, 2. It's called kneeling side kicks. You can see why. One more. And then bend the knee, heel towards the sits bone, coming up, lift, find your balance, and we go back down on your side for your side bend. So stretch the legs out. This is a moderately open position. Moderate, it's like not really tight like twist one. It's super tight. This is twist one position. Mermaid is in between. It's the hands a little bit away from your hip, the heels a little bit away from your sits bones. And twist two is more of a side plank. So the legs would go further out. It's a more open shape altogether. We're starting in the middle position for mermaid so that we can do a side bend here. Look at your top hand and we push down into the ground with your edges of your feet and your hand. And we scoop up and over. The bottom leg supports the top one. You let that fall. You curve your spine in the air. Very beautiful. That's great. Bend your knees, come down. Keep your shoulder over your wrist as long as you can. And let's do that again. Press down to rise. And slowly down. We'll do one more. Down you go. And then spin to the other side. So as you practice this, you end up figuring out like where your legs are in relationship to your torso, where your hand is in relationship to your torso. Just take some practice to get the right spacing. So get ready, get set, and we lift. Now the head, the shoulders, the tail, and the heels should all be in the same plane once you're up. Because you don't want to have your butt back in the air and your chest forward. So we're going to lift again, push to the ground, rise. Really try to feel the stretch right in the side seam of your tank, and then come on down. And one more time to lift. And bring it down here. All right. We still have a few minutes. I'd like to start working on twist one. The most confusing thing about twist one is actually the feet. So let me just show you what that exercise looks like. If you know it, do it with me. But you start, the heels are pulled into your tail. The top heel is in at the base of the toes on that bottom leg. And then the hand comes really in close to your body. So you lift the arm and you look up and you think of bringing the hand under your armpit. You push the hips up. The back leg spirals. You end up with the feet at 90 degrees. You're looking down and in towards your bottom hand and up towards your belly. And then you lift the heels. You spiral the knees forward to come out. Now, everyone always gets super confused on the feet, so I'm going to take a minute on that. So it's good to learn this. Having your feet sort of, let me just unplug my phone. Because I think it'll show up better on the black mat. So the top foot, the heel goes into the base of the toes here. And it's a great thing to practice it with both hands to the mat. So as you lift, you're picking your hips up. You rotate the back foot around. And then you pick up the feet, pull the knee forward, squeeze the knees together, and go down here. I might try it from this angle, see if it's better. Okay, let's see if that helps. So heel in and press down, come up. Let's see, the back foot rotates, the front foot barely moves. You lift the heels, you spin that front leg around to bring it right back where you had it. Hopefully that's helpful. Let's just try it here with the full exercise. Let me move that out again. Okay, so we're on one hand, the other arm lifts. The legs are pulled together and tight. Look up at your hand, circle it under the armpit. Spiral your back leg around. Get the heels down if you can. Lift the belly like cat or elephant in the reformer classes. Lift your heels, slide the knees forward and around. You resist going down. You come down slowly with control. And let's just try a few on the other side. So swing the legs around. Heels into your butt. Top heel into the base of the toes. The head is close to your hips. Other arm is up. Look up at the hand. Push down into your bottom arm. Push into your feet. Come up with your hips. Rotate the back leg around here. You end up with the heel at the center of the arch. And then you pull the heels up. You slide the knees forward to lower down. There's a lot of weight into that front arm. And let's do it again. So you lift the arm. Look up at the hand. The gaze and the hand come around under the armpit. You come up. You stand into your legs. Eventually they're straight. Coming down and around. Now for people who are really tight in their hamstrings or tight in their whole back line, you can elevate your hand, your standing arm on some books or yoga block or something, a wooden box, whatever you have. And we'll do one more here. Lift and then push off the ground. Rotate here. It's a full spiral. And then imagine you're lifting an armful of roses with thorns. So you lift your stomach up against that, away from that really, and then coming on down. My feet are squeaking on this mat. That's good. So that's one we haven't really seen this year. I know some of you here have worked with me for a long time, and so you already know it. But it's good to review the foot position, I think, anyway. Let's end here with boomerang. So sit with the legs forward, cross your right ankle over your left. You're pressing down with your arms, and then lift your legs. Try not to lean back to pick the legs up off the ground, roll back. You open the legs, recross, come forward and up. I'm too close in. Let me push this back. And then just bend your knees. We're going to start over again. Let me see if I can get more of the whole mat here in the screen. That's going to be better. Okay, so again, start right ankle over left. Press to the arms. Lift the legs, then roll back. Open the legs, recross. Come forward and up into teaser. The arms swing back. You pull the hands together if you can. You dive the whole shape forward. Take a deep bow. Release the arms. Thumbs up. Circle forward with the arms. And then articulate the spine up as you press your hands into the ground. Reach forward a little bit more. And here we go. So press down to lift the legs. Roll back into a rollover with the head off the ground. Open the legs, recross. And come forward and up to your teaser. The arms circle back. You pull. Imagine pulling the navel through your back to your hands. Dive over. Lift the arms. Release the hands. The arms circle wide and around. Embrace the air in front of you. The hands slide along the ground to come all the way up. And that actually is our class for today. All right, good. So I do want to keep pushing through some of the more advanced things at the end of the series that we don't normally get time to. This is a shortened class from our typical time range, but grateful to have it. Happy to see you. And I hope you had